Good morning, you guys. Um, it is officially another travel day. Back at the airport today, and currently it is 6:58 in the morning, and I will be in a meeting in 2 minutes. I've already logged in. Um, but yeah, we've made it. We have my visa. We have paperwork, housing. I'll give more details later, but we made it, and my brain is just like, oh my gosh, because my first advising meeting was like a year ago, and now I'm flying myself to the other side of the world, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but it will be okay. I look forward to everything in store. Um, Today and tomorrow, where I'm currently at, is gonna merge into like one single day because I'm flying like forward in time, and so you live both days, but you don't feel like you live both days. You feel like you've lived one of the days. Um, so somewhere in the mix, the time is probably gonna get like very complicated, and so I'll probably post everything in GMT2. Just we're a consistent little marker. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to this meeting, and I'm gonna go. Hey guys, so I am at my gate now. It is many hours after the meeting. The meeting was okay. The slides weren't working, but they email us the info, so I was just listening. This is what happens when you get called into a different time zone. But I'm gonna work on some editing. Yeah, not really exciting. Um, Everything is in Foxtrot, so didn't have to walk far. Right past security was my gate. Um, there is an Air France behind me. Uh, if it loads, maybe. Uh, yep. So I took pictures of it. I like big birds, big metal birds, as I like to call them. But I don't know. Yeah. But I've a slight obsession of Air France because I took French for so many years, and my professor for French class likes the airline. But we're gonna do some editing, Rosie and me. I got Rosie to fit, and then I'll update you guys later, probably. I don't know. Plane number 5 since holiday, and we are finally on the one that was scheduled first. So I'll see you guys in my next destination. Welcome to Copenhagen. I have been kind of sitting here for a while now, but I just got my gate, so let's go find that, and then I'm currently messaging my mom about something, and she needs to go sleep. Um, and then I need to look at bus schedules and train schedules more because I'm trying to catch a really tight connection, and it's going to depend on my other bag coming to the baggage claim area. That will determine if I can catch the earlier train to my hosts or if I'm going to miss that train and have to catch the one that's going to pull me into the station about an hour later. So, fun times. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but one thing at a time. Let's go find my gate first. Welcome. A lot has happened in the past 7 hours. I have officially decided that I'm crazy, but Also, this is what happens when you look at where you're supposed to go beforehand to the T and you run for it. I feel bad for the people who had to see me, this gray marshmallow, just running around in Vilnius. But welcome to Lithuania. I have made it. I am currently at the house that I'm staying at. I'm staying with a family and they live across the street. And then I think their friend owns here and then maybe they share it or something. Or they're like allowed to invite or like use it to host their guests. So I do have like this whole house to myself, which is a little daunting. But that's okay. Uh, I wanted to post, or not post, but like update earlier. And that was because I thought I wouldn't be able to catch the 4:25 train, the 16:25 train. And it all depended on when my bag came out and the bus. And my bag was like the first bag out of my flight. I saw it in Copenhagen when I was boarding. I was like, yes, my bag is like there. And then I like arrive at the baggage and I'm like looking and I see the first bag that's like re-entering the thing because it comes around. And I was like, oh no, I don't know how long it's going to take for it to come right back out. It was actually really quick. I think that's the perk of being at a smaller airport since in the US they're quite big. So many times, like several flights share a baggage claim. And like the one that my bags were coming out of was the second baggage over from where all the flights, all the arrivals comes from. I like grabbed that bag, went on my phone, bought the bus ticket, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make that one. And I saw like the bus one I think had just pulled out of the station when I bought the ticket. And then I see bus two and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, well, I bought a 3-day one. I'm gonna activate it since I'm gonna get on the bus at some point, and it doesn't end until the end of 3 days. And I activate it and I go outside and I'm like looking at my phone, looking up, wrangling the two suitcases, and I see 3G and I'm like, there's a bus I could take. And I'm like, no, but I shouldn't take that one. And then I see bus two coming around and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna track it. And so I just basically followed the bus, making sure it stopped, obviously. And then I just ran for it. And I got on with like enough time. And I had told my contact I'm not going to be able to catch the earlier bus. And like a second later, I'm on a bus now. Like that's how I felt because like the whole bus ride, I was like, okay, we are on the right bus. But I'm on a bus that I'm not supposed to make. What? And then I was supposed to lock my suitcases in the lockers, but the system was like weird. Since you can pay, you like prepay, but don't prepay. And I just didn't understand it. Like there were instructions, I was reading it over and over. I even asked somebody for help, and I was just like, I need my contact to like translate. And then I found out that it was just actually cheaper for me to bring both since it was less than €1 to bring both or per bag. And so then I spent like 10 minutes at the lockers going like, I know how to do this, but also I don't understand it anymore. And so then I'm like trying to locate the platform that I had to go to and the track that I had to go to. And I needed help lifting my big suitcase up the stairs. And so this kind gentleman helped me. But they like looked at me, they're like, you need to go to track A? And I was like, yeah. And we get to the top, he goes, okay. And then he goes, it's the one all the way over there. Like, you're not gonna catch it.
And I was like, thank you. I just start running down this platform. And I just caught up to like there were two ladies that were like way ahead of me. I just ran up until I caught up to them. And then I was like, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hop in the first car and we're gonna go through the train. Because that way I'm at least guaranteed on the train. And then a sweet lady told me it didn't matter where I sit. So I just sat in the first car that I got in, even though my ticket said I was supposed to be in car one, and I was in car two, and then like the next car was car three, which is why I asked. I was like, "Where's car one?" And then they were just like, "Oh, you just sit anywhere." I was like, "Okay." Um, and there weren't many people on that train. The whole train ride, this older guy was just looking at me because my head was on my suitcase because I was so exhausted after chasing the bus and running onto the train. And I was like, okay, I have like 30 minutes, 32 to like chill. We got this. Um, and oh my gosh. When I pulled into the train station and I saw my host, I was just like, the sigh of relief. And then I've had dinner. They made rice and meat, and then we had cucumbers and tomatoes. And then we just talked, and I asked the kids a little bit of questions, but it was like mostly them asking about me. And so I didn't want to like just interrupt. It's that balance, I guess, of I want to get to know them. And I'm like glad they just openly, like, once I say something, they like add elements about them. And so, yeah. And then they drove me over here, which is the house that I'm staying at. Um, I've washed up. My hair is now officially flat because of probably sweat and all the stuff. But I made it. And yeah, this is a very memorable day. I can't wait to journal. I'm going to call my mom and then I'm going to journal. I was recording because I had water boiling and I didn't want to call over the water boiling. But yeah, I've made it. Good morning, you guys. Happy New Year's, and I want to wish you guys a good day at school. Currently I am at the house that I'm staying at. I have the whole place to myself, which is a little daunting. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit around. Here's the kitchen behind me, and then the boiler that I've been using right here. The little kitchen area that I've been journaling at. And then my room is upstairs, so I'm not going to go up there because I already have shoes on. But yeah, I'm going to be able to visit Old Town Track A today, along with Vilnius, and visit a middle school. And then I think I'm doing like trivia night tonight as well, so that'll be interesting. But I miss you guys already, and just have a good day at school and be good for mama and dada and nana and papa, and love on Ronan. Take care of him, don't squash him, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, so I am finally back. It is definitely past my bedtime, but I need to set up my SIM card. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm going to talk about my day a little bit, and then I'll sign off for this video, but I'm going to add in pictures that I take on Friday as part of this video, just because today I didn't take that many photos. I took two, and I'll also talk about those and just kind of insert them kind of like right here. So, what have I been up to? I woke up this morning, I journaled, I recorded a video for the kiddos, and then from there, Mikolas came and got me. We walked over to the house with Tovis, and we had breakfast. It was really good, and definitely the traveler's stomach is wearing off. Um, so that is good. And then from there, we had an hour-ish to kill before Mikolas needed to get to school since he was already going in late helping me translate with his mom. And so we took a walk to the castle, and then from there we were picked up and we drove over to his school. I got to meet the principal and then I think another administrator. And then Jonas met me there since Jonas is Mikolas's physics teacher. And then um, showed me around the school. We walked around the town that the school is in, and then we caught the train back into Vilnius. And then from there, we grabbed lunch and walked 18.6 something, I think 18.64 kilometers. Um, it was basically from the time we finished lunch to trivia night slash dinner, we were just walking everywhere. I have definitely gone down most of the major streets in Vilnius. I will be honest, I have not memorized what connects with what yet, just because we kind of, it's a loop situation, and so you walk one loop and then you walk another loop, and at some point you like meet up at a different spot that you've already been to. So like, I haven't quite figured out all the logistics, but I do know how to navigate the bus. I know where my dorm is, which they did me dirty. They put me at one of the farther dorms from one of the bus stops. But that's okay. I'm not the farthest dorm. And then I know how to like get myself from the dormitory into town. I know where my friend's bus stop is. Um, which is actually going to be important, I'm pretty sure, to know at some point. I know how to get myself to school, and I sort of know how to get myself to my faculty at this point. I know where the main courtyard is, and then from there, I'll just try to find the philology one, and then outside of the philology is the history faculty. And then kind of everywhere else in town, it's not hard to navigate. For me, I think it's just going to take some time walking it a few times to really solidify where I'm going. Um, I've always had like a rule of thumb. Threes are the best thing. I remember the first time, second time, and third time that I drove to my mama's house. The first time I used GPS, and then I took a different route home, which definitely confused me. The second time, I used GPS without the sound. And then the third time, I basically tried to wing it. And if I got lost or wasn't confident, I could just pull off at an exit, but I didn't need to because by that time I had already known where I was going. Um, but yeah, exciting stuff. And I need to go sleep desperately. And then tomorrow I'm moving into my dormitory, so I will be back here, but not soon. Um, so I will be back at some point. But until then, I will see you guys on the next adventure, which I think it's gonna be my P-Day video. I think most of my videos are gonna be P-Days from now on. I don't know what I'm doing this P-Day. I want to do something, but it depends on the weather, if that makes sense. So depending on the weather, we'll see how it goes. But I'm just so grateful. I think having the family that I'm staying with is definitely helping me with the transition. Also, having left the country before definitely helps because like when I landed, and like in all the craze of yesterday, like yes, I was kind of noticing like the different architecture, but I don't think it really went like, oh my gosh, these are different. Like even walking around today, it was just like another city, another home. So that's like good to have. And then at the same time, there were like specific buildings that I had seen pictures of that I was like, whoa. And other buildings that I probably saw in pictures but like didn't pay attention to that were just like, oh, cool. Like that exists. Um, but it wasn't like a weird culture shock situation. And then I haven't used my Lithuanian as much. I'm trying my best not to, but at the same time, like be polite and like use it when I can. Um, because I know for me right now, I'm like really rusty on a lot of the vocab. So during like trivia night, I was able to know which words I've learned before, but then it took me a minute to go, okay, this is this. But then like when I would listen to Lithuanian, like, or when I read it, like internally, I think my brain knows what it is, but then it's that like I need to translate it step that always gets me because I'm like, I know what like the whole thing says, at least when I like read passages out of my textbook, I'm like, I get the main picture, but wait a minute, I actually need to like make sure I know what I'm reading. And so I think over time, and with the help of my friends and my buddy, um, I'll be able to speak it a lot more than what I'm doing right now. And obviously, my pronunciation needs a lot of work. So there's also that aspect. Because I can tell I'm like speaking some Lithuanian words probably with a very American French accent, where it's like if I don't know something, I default to more of a French accent, I think. Because in English, none of the letters really like have a solid sound, but then like I know a lot of the letters correlate with French more, and so then I start doing that. Um, and then there are a few words that I totally knew and just like my brain just did not Lithuanian. Um, but that's okay. We're learning, and that's the fun of the process. So I'm gonna get my whole phone situation set up because I need to go sleep. So thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy the two pictures that I took, um, and also the pictures that I'm taking on Friday. Bye.